actor best known for playing Mr. Spock in the sci-fi series Star Trek, is dead at the age of 83. British Prime Minister David Cameron says everything will be done to track down people who commit heinous crimes against British citizens. It's back to class for U of T students. A strike of teaching assistants is averted. The union announces a tentative agreement has been reached. And the dress that's breaking the internet, is it gold and white or is it blue and black? You decide.
Hi, and welcome to Humber News. I'm Hannah Hollingsworth, coming to you from our newsroom here at Humber College North Campus. Leonard Nimoy, the man who made Star Trek's Mr. Spock an iconic character, has died.
Since my customary farewell would appear oddly self-serving, I shall simply say, good luck.
The actor died this morning at his Bel Air home. He was 83. Nimoy announced last year he was suffering from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. At the time, the 30-year smoker said he wished he'd kicked the habit sooner. Nimoy checked into hospital last week after complaining of intense chest pains and was later released. Besides acting, Nimoy was a poet, photographer, and musician. 8 people have been found dead after a shooting in Tyrone, Missouri. A young female called local police just after 10 o'clock last night, reporting gunshots. 7 victims were found dead in 4 different residences in Tyrone. A 36-year-old male suspect was found dead in a car in Shannon County with an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Here's Sergeant Jeff Kinder, spokesperson for Missouri State Highway Patrol.
In our job, we see a lot of bad stuff, and this is bad. This is also hard on the police officers who are working that there. It's not natural to see that sort of thing. And I'm sure
an elderly woman was also found dead of natural causes. Overseas now, Britain's Prime Minister says his country will do everything it can to track down the killer known as Jihadi John. The masked man seen in ISIS beheading videos was identified yesterday as Mohammed Emwazi.
When there are people anywhere in the world who commit appalling and heinous crimes against British citizens, we will do everything we can with the police, with the security services, with all that we have at our disposal to find these people and put them out of action. That is the
David Cameron declined to comment specifically on the unmasking of Emwazi. The 26-year-old was born in Kuwait but moved to England at the age of 6. It has been revealed that security officials with MI5 tried to recruit Emwazi before he traveled to Syria to join ISIS in 2012. Here at home, there are new concerns about Canada's anti-terrorism bill today. Bill C-51 includes changes to Canada's Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. It would allow the government and its spy agency CSIS to use secret evidence to detain or deport suspects. Immigration experts say allowing CSIS to make those decisions would affect the fairness of the process. Meanwhile, Chinese lawmakers are reviewing the country's first anti-terrorism legislation. The latest proposal includes an updated definition of terrorism. Chinese police have been stepping up their drills to combat any terrorism at home. This video shows a mock attack where forces take down a suspected terrorist. The focus on counterterrorism legislation comes after the latest attacks in France and Denmark. A Quebec woman is speaking out after a judge refused to hear her case because of her religious headscarf. Rania El Alul was in court Tuesday, but Judge Eliana Marengo told her she wouldn't hear her case because she was wearing a hijab. The judge said the same rules apply to religious headscarves as hats and sunglasses. Marengo's comments have caused outrage among many Canadians. Liberal leader Justin Trudeau called the incident unacceptable on his Twitter. To Mexico now, where police have captured one of the country's most wanted drug kingpins. Servando Latuta Gomez, leader of the Knights Templar cartel, has been captured by Mexican authorities. Gomez was the prime target of the government's push to regain control of the west part of the country. It's been plagued by clashes between the Knights Templar and armed vigilantes. There's word today that a U.S. embassy could open in Havana as early as this spring. Talks between the U.S. and Cuba are to resume tomorrow. Havana is expected to press the U.S. to remove Cuba from its list of state sponsors of terrorism, where it's been since 1982. The talks come 2 months after U.S. President Barack Obama announced a historic shift on Cuba policy. Policy expert Ted Pichone says with each passing year, Washington has fewer reasons to shun the island nation.
They've been doing some changes, and Raul Castro is not Fidel Castro. he is trying to institutionalize these changes while also institutionalize the achievements while making additional changes. He has said that he will step down in 2018 and a new generation will take over in Cuba.
Piccioni says the most pressing issue of the talks between the U.S. and Cuba would be to allow diplomats to have bank accounts on each other's soil. Here at home, University of Toronto students are back in class today and didn't have to cross picket lines to get there. The union representing teaching assistants and the university have reached a tentative deal. A strike was avoided after more than 100 contract faculty rallied yesterday. The agreement was reached just before 3 this morning. Teaching assistants will vote on the deal this afternoon. To cyberspace now, where something other than Kim Kardashian's booty is breaking the internet. This time, it's a dress. A Tumblr user started the sensation by asking whether a picture of a dress was black and blue or white and gold. The question sparked an online frenzy. Celebrities like Taylor Swift, Anna Kendrick, and Lady Gaga have weighed in on the debate. Even the Minnesota Vikings got in on the action. With the entire world talking about the now famous dress, we figured Humber students would certainly have opinions. Our reporter Willie Fan took to the halls to find out what you think.
Blue and black.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
A lighter blue and black?
I see a darker blue and black.
You see darker?
Yeah, I see darker blue.
It's clearly white and gold to me. You don't see any black or blue whatsoever? No, it's pretty clear that it's white and gold to me at least.
I see white and gold.
Last night I saw white and gold, now I see blue and black.
White and gold.
I see black and blue.
Shut up. I see white and gold.
When we come back, we'll tell you what's happening in the world of sports, and Abita Donji will have your 3-day forecast.
Today's going to be another one of those days where stepping outside hurts your face. We'll reach a high of -10, but with the wind chill, it'll feel more like -20. We'll have that and more in your full 3-day forecast coming up after the break.
But first, lots of kids fantasize about growing up to be kings and queens. But our future king had some other things in mind.
When I was younger, I dreamt of being an astronaut. No offense, but
That's right, an astronaut. Prince William shared his boyhood dreams with a crowd at an event in Tokyo. He says he also had thoughts of being a policeman or a fire breather. But the Duke of Cambridge was born to rule. He starts his new job as an air ambulance pilot this summer.